It's the ECOWAS court, isn't it?
Yeah.
Needs to redeem itself at the moment in lots of ways. So this is a first step, and we must encourage it. Because now we must start talking a little bit of truth to power. I saw the issue of making sure that people or security agencies don't overstep their bound. I think that then it's long overdue. We must be telling our security agencies that, look, don't get too excited. Take the Kenyan issue, for example. You know, it was a peaceful demonstration. Things were going as per normal. And they wanted to, like we do here normally, culminate in a situation where you give your petition, you say your things, and then you disperse. This change of route, we won't allow this or that. If you have intel that people are going to misbehave even, it is your right to bring it into the public domain, to protect yourself beforehand. Don't try to deal with it when it is not clear that anything is even going to happen. So if you really have intel that Alexander is coming with 10 boys or 20 people to come and do A, B, or C, put it there. Then people will know, hey, when something happens, they say, we told you so. But there was no such intel, and it doesn't happen. They were going about it, and then people decided that, apart from using water cannon, to use live rounds. No rubber bullets in this matter. And look at where we are now with Kenya. So things take on a turn. And I'm going to liken it to, and we'll come to that, the issue that is now happening with TUC on strike. You see, they were telling you all along, stop this thing. The people are talking to you, and you don't want to listen. So now they will show you that people power is more than any power. And that is what is happening when even security agencies want to go overboard. People power is something that you can. So just be true to yourself and do things the right way. The right to demonstration is a right enshrined even in our constitution and in most constitutions. People want to demonstrate, allow them. You have created the conditions why people want their voice to be heard. So when you use military force and military might to act, then you will get a backlash. And nobody does anything about it. And for once, we are seeing the ECOWAS court saying something and doing something about it. And so they should be applauded. Because I am a firm believer that the military have to do what they need to do. Once, the reason why we keep them to barracks is they are trained in a particular way. It becomes, and that's why they don't allow them. So when you go and start training special police force, you expect that police force to have a certain discipline in how they act. That's why we use police, and military is the last resort. So if the police have become more than the military, where are we going? Where are we going? You create this special police unit, and they now are acting overboard, causing death. And once there's a loss of life, questions must be answered. I'm very careful when I deal with my, and I call them my because I was a deputy defense minister, my soldiers, my people. Because sometimes the narrative is not accurate, but the outcome is what is out there. So it's important that their PR system is put in place. And we will defend them. But there are times when if black is black, you have to say it's black. If you try to spin it, it won't fly. The whole of last week, people were defending Napo. Now he has apologized. So what was the defense for? Are you understanding where I'm coming from? So you have to understand, even in these type of issues, that sometimes when the reaction has caused some loss of life, some level of empathy should be given. But you have to understand also the circumstances that lead to these things. And I will never condone what happened in Ashama. But when our people are dealing with military too, they have to be careful. I don't know whether the boy was in uniform or not, or they knew he was a soldier or not. But if you go and attack soldier, know that before even officers can say hold fire, they have taken action. They themselves to come and deal. You understand? And it doesn't make it right. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't make it right. So you have to make sure that we train our people to give checks and balances. But after what happened to Mama in that Galamsey town, forgive me, I've called it Galamsey town, but it had to do with Galamsey and in the background. They are on tenterhooks. They believe they have become subject to attacks. This whole Galamsey thing has put them in the forefront where they were never before. So I think that there's a need for education in our country, a need for proper dialogue with our military, a need for us to understand what is going on vis-a-vis the military, the chiefs of the area, and our people. And I've digressed because this is a first step. But sooner rather than later, those actions that have been taken should start coming into our space so that people who are culpable are dealt with and stop brushing reports under the carpet. Let us all see what has happened and let us be clear what has occurred. Because nobody is above the law. That is where we are.
Let's put the issues into perspective. And I think I'm happy that you've spoken about the verdict from the court. I think it's a fresh start. It's a first step to ensuring that we get a better experience from our courts in Africa. But my focus on this matter is on something that you touched on but didn't really go into great detail, which is the issue about the routes or the routes that we need to take for the purposes of embarking on a demonstration. And I think that in Ghana we've had such similar experiences. Now let's look at demonstrations in its entirety. Why people demonstrate? I think also you touched on that. But also it is significant for us to look at it because I do not find anything wrong if people decide that, you know what, we wanted to go on this route, we've changed our minds, right? Because of the significance of it. You can say people have been defiant, but at least when you're demonstrating, there's an expected result that you need. And that result is born out of, one, the messaging, the route, and even where it is that you are going to deliver the letter, right? Must that be a problem? Must that result to police brutalities? Must that result to military brutalities, etc.? Must that result in that?
It must never. It must never. You see, the point is that if you're a government, you must be thankful that your citizens even want to demonstrate. It's more dangerous for them to keep or harbor evil deeds or thoughts rather than to vent it. When they vent, they are okay. They have expressed themselves. And that must end it. But many a times, government feels, most governments in Africa particularly, they feel that when people go on demonstration, it goes against their very existence. But if the people are telling you that A, B, C, D are things that we detest, it is for you to fix. Once you fix, we don't go back. Once you want to prevent demonstration, it means that government of the day is not prepared to work. Because if you were prepared to work, these are things that you would have committed resources to do research on. That what are the actual needs of your people. Thankfully, you have the people coming out. It must be a form of research. You understand? When people come and say that we need water, we need this, they are already telling you what is expected of you as a government. And if you cannot provide and want to use force to commit them to follow your activities, then that is so bad. You see, what happened in Nigeria in 2020 must be condemned by all. But it is one of those things that were bequeathed onto these four security agencies by our colonial masters. Brute. Yes. Even Ghana police that has moved from force to service, they still have that thing at the back of their mind. Haven't you been observing on our roads when a policeman is stopping, pack, 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 the way and manner they do it, it always annoys me. As if you are not a human being. Pack, pack, pack. Because for him, once he's wearing the uniform, he's above the law. He has so much power. You understand? The SARS itself, how it was formed, was not right in Nigeria. If you know the history of the SARS, it was as far back as in 1992. And you know why it came into being? Because there was a colonel in the army. You know, his name was Ezra Dindam, also Rahman. And one of the police checkpoints, he was going through it, and the police people attacked him. In fact, they killed him. So in response to that, the army also went around the whole of Lagos. Wherever they saw any policeman, they were killing and shooting them. So crime rate started going up. And that was when Midinda, then time police officer, decided to set up this whole anti-robbery squad or whatever to deal with the menace of what was coming out. So it wasn't any well thought through unity, but it was an ad hoc reaction to a problem. And the various governments have been using it for their own selfish interest. How is it that you say you are special anti-robbery squad, yet we're involved in rape? You know, these people, they were raping people, they were killing people, robbing people. They were criminals, disguised as anti-robbery squad. They themselves should have been killed before the innocent people. And you saw it in 2020. People were afraid to go out because you couldn't determine whether when you go out, you come back home full peace. And so I'm very happy that the ECOWAS court, but as to whether or not their order will even be respected. They say they are giving them 6 months to implement it. I can bet my last peso this will be another matter. It's not akin to Nigeria. Are we not in this country when an order has been given to a mining company, Adamus, that we have a chief justice together with the president who calls himself a lawyer, sitting unconcerned, not attending to it. It is our character as West Africans. We don't respect the law, and we are even infesting Europeans and Americans. Have you heard what nearly befell my candidate, Trump? They nearly killed him. America. Don't you know I'm the president of Trump movement in Ghana? Oh, Gokul everywhere. I warned Pelosi when he was coming to this country that he should not come and denigrate Trump. You see, the way and manner I hold that man in high esteem, you people have no idea. But you see, in this world, we look at what people say without what they do. Now you have been talking about good indices from 2017 to 2020. Why do you think we were getting all those good indicators? It's because there was a president who never wished for war. He didn't go to war. Go and check his track record. That's true. And once he was not going to war, the world market price of oil was stable, and we had low prices, fuel prices at the pump. He reduced the interest rate, the Fed rate, American interest rate, to the barest minimum. Akufo-Addo has never been a good president.
What would have been his excuse for the economic...
Akufo-Addo is a waste of our time. Tell him he's a waste of our time before we...
No, he would not have gotten the Russia-Ukraine war excuse.
The man wore a beautiful jacket. You know what freaks me? He wore a blue jacket, bought a first-class ticket, went to Ukraine to go and meet Zelensky, who was wearing a T-shirt and was begging for food. Hey, Africa president, you are going to beg. The cost of your own body could even buy a shipload of rice, and you are begging. You beg without shame. So don't even bring him in this matter. President Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, they are the reason there is Kenya. And you see, I wanted them to play that Yentubia syndrome with what GUC is doing. That you would have seen another Kenya in this country. The national security, let me salute them. They got it right. By causing SNIT to immediately say they have terminated this so-called. I'm telling you, this week would have been a different matter. This incompetent government with arrogant and lying ticket, who will take them serious? Or who takes them serious? How many are going to come there? So the people of Nigeria, I'm happy the court decision must be respected. Tinubu must know that he is serving West Africa. Nigeria is part of West Africa. So that we can move in unison.
If you are in Nigeria, you can share your comments with us. We want to know what is happening in Nigeria and whether or not the government has been receptive to the decision of the court, or the government is in disagreement. We want to know whether the $1,500 will be paid.
As for that, it is only the government that can tell us. The
political discussion, $1,200, yeah.
Only the government can tell us.
Yeah, people can. 3 million, yeah. Just share. Because I think Tinubu is a little upright, no?
Oh, Tinubu.
No, but let's emphasize the need for right over might. That is our problem. You see, so Nigerian government should accept, because here we are all skeptical about the ability of the Nigerian government to implement the cost decision. So let the government disappoint us.
All right.
Can I just indicate that I haven't made a comment on his Trump position?
Yeah.
Because we in NDC just hope that whoever is president, when they are dealing with us African countries, they keep us and are aware of our needs and issues. In the UK election, I could easily say, well, we were expecting a change of government, because it was very obvious. I do not believe America's elections are that obvious. I think that traditionally we are left of center, so we align more with the Democrats. But we have worked with Republican governments, we have worked with Democratic. America looks at American interests. So we know that of them. So we just wish both candidates well, and we see how, whatever they do, whoever comes, they should look at Africa. That's for you are the butterfly.
Thank you very much. Let me remind viewers that we are streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube as well. So for those of you who may want to share your views, you can do so via those platforms. Also, we are on WhatsApp. The WhatsApp number is on your screen right now. Share your views with us here, and I'll be more than willing to read them out. Now, SNIT terminates sale, 60% shares in 4 hotels. So look.
Well, we are back to
what you're saying.
But you see, when you catch a thief, don't have mercy on that thief. You see, this deal that we are attributing it to Rock City, I'm very surprised Brian is the one that is fronting all this. So you want to tell me that the president doesn't know about this deal? Or he doesn't have interest in it?
That's it. We've said it.
He is the man behind this whole thing. The man behind this. He wants, after buying all the state assets, the last one to deal with is a hotel that he will be chilling in his retirement. Why did we have to get to this point? But you see, our nemesis as a country, particularly under this government and successive governments, especially Mr. Alan Atramante's administration, must take a crucial look at it. I have no doubt that he will do that. You see, Kwame, putting square pegs in round holes does not solve our problem. You take SNIT, the board of every institution, what are they supposed to do? They are supposed to provide direction to an institution. Is that not okay? Who is the board chair of SNIT? Elizabeth Ohene. What is her background in investment? SNIT is an investment institution. The board chair's background is communication. We are not doing communication business there. It's an investment decision. And that is how come when all these issues, where they say when Okujetu broke it out, the kind of piece she wrote, I was like, are we serious? Is this coming from the board chair? Does she know the magnitude of the problems we are dealing with? Is the lifeline or the lifeblood of people that are serving this country who are going to go into retirement? And so if you don't manage it and manage it well, it will not be good for all of us. See, if you're a businessman, have you seen any businessman who decides to go and buy a business or an enterprise that he thinks will not make profit? Everybody buys a business with the hope of making profit. And before you make the decision of buying an entity, you would have done your background check to know that it's a viable enterprise. Why? Rock City, are they going to bring customers from Kusumuka to come and fill Labadi Beach? Are they going to put the entire structures there to build a new one. They are going to use the same existing hotel rooms, restaurants, and the facilities available. Managerial incompetence. If you think that the people managing SNIT, managing these hotels are not competent enough, sack them and bring those that are competent. And between Rock City and SNIT, which of these institutions have the capacity of raising working capital? As for SNIT, every month they have money. If you don't pay, they will be the first person or entity to serve you with court sermons. Saturday court. They are the only institution that sends people to court on Saturdays in this country. That I'm paying for my own pension. If you fail to pay, they take you to court and even jail you. And when you do all these things, then the kind of investments you enter in, you go and sell it cheaply to other people. Your own transaction advisor says the person that you intended to offload the hotel shares to did not have the capacity to pay. And the all that he was going to do was work and pay. Give it to him 2 years, he ran the hotels and be paying. Who cannot do this? Who cannot do it? Now, when you have been advised to stop the deal, what did the president do? The man that Napo has told us that since 1957, he has helped Ghana more than any president. When the Senate people or the workers threatened that the deal must be terminated, you know what he did? He called all of them to the Jubilee House to try to convince them as to why they must understand this deal. Hey, President Kufuor, if you had told us this in opposition, the man is so wicked. I'm telling you, he doesn't think about the future of this country. But he has made it. He has made it so much. Before coming to power, the daughter didn't have a place that they call in Shumunam. One plate, 15,000. They are enjoying it there.
15,000.
Go there. You don't have money. How you say, hey, Shumunam. A plate, 15,000 for the bourgeoisie. 15,000 choppable money. Sitting arrangement. Go there.
What? 15,000. Oh,
you think we are joking in this country?
That's $10,000. $10,000.
Maybe I don't even convert.
$1,000.
People are, so you see.
Wow.
What? In Shumunam, can you imagine the daughter of Kwame Nkrumah having this? What we would have said? Can you imagine former President Kufuor's son having this? Even President Kufuor, he had hotel, to which one I disagreed. In those days, the MPP, I spoke against it. That was wrong. That time they nearly killed me. Me, my Murphy. I did nearly. Because I said, but you, when you had not become president, your son had never bought any hotel. Why is he buying hotel now? You understand? Now the daughter has this. So everything must be shared. An elderly person.
Charlie.
So SNIT is spot on, and I like the way the coordinated matter, the manner organized labor wanted to treat this matter. That we are not working anymore. It tells you that, Kwame, we have slacked as a nation. I think we have to blame ourselves too. If we had acted earlier, I'm telling you, this president wouldn't have done all the things he had. Can you imagine the entire country, TUC, and for that matter, organized labor striking against the sale of Achimota Forest? Would they not have reversed it? Can you imagine we speaking with one accord against the cathedral? Would he not have? So we sat down for him to destroy the country. Before acting.
Don't you think it's also as a result of people's parochial interest?
Absolutely.
You see, and oftentimes I say this, that when an issue touches and concerns people directly, then they are quick to respond to it.
Yes.
But if they think it's far away, I mean, it doesn't really affect me, then they sit aloof. Yeah,
but even with this one,
because you remember that when there was an issue with this bond, these old folks where the former Chief Justice was.
The domestic.
Yes. You see, they all went.
Yes, because it affected them directly.
But that's my problem.
It's sad.
Must we wait for something to affect you directly before you oppose?
But even with this one, you know, SNIT board, they have labor representative on it.
Absolutely.
Why did they pass this deal? And organized labor must sack all their reps on the board.
I think they should sack them.
Now the National Pension Regulatory Authority, all of them must also go for saying that the deal was okay.
Yeah.
And the Minister for Employment, and by extension, the President himself must go. You know why? Because the President appointed the Minister for Employment. The board of NPRA, he appointed them. And they are saying it's okay. It means your judgment is faulty as a president. What is so wrong? So must everything be sold? I pity the next president.
Yep.
But there is nothing to hold on to as the president of the land. Everything is gone.
You're very correct. Yeah.
We are all pitying Mama.
No, I pity Alan Temante. That is the problem I have. I pity Alan. But you have an appointment like that, so I pity you too. God, when you are given a position in
2030.
Yes, that will be in our government. We want to appoint competent people. I mean, excellent communicator. What must we be doing here again after when Alan is in power? To be a travesty of justice for him to still continue to sit here.
After all, it's a government of national unity.
Government of national unity. We need to bring all sides back. So, Mr. President Akufo-Addo has lost the trust of the people of this country. He has lost the what do you call it? The wherewithal to lead this country. He doesn't have it anymore. Together with the New Patriotic Party. It's so sad.
I'll come back to you for the second round of this conversation. Let me just go for a quick breather. Stay with me. Don't move a muscle. It's getting interesting. You don't want to miss this. I'll be back shortly.
Stay refreshed with Malt. Prepare for hydration.
Man, and you would a good trouble so didn't we here. Many a man want to and see me try up a scabia to me go to moon. And it's a matching of Yaswa. How much could be a musame? I don't want to tomami.com and also need them. A free classified website that will be Bia Pesa Utobia, say a car, TV, fridge, fan, computer, Assassin or Pesa Utoma, to tomami.com. It wouldn't win in one country. May any dynamics media to go. And one is for mobile phone now. We'll log it in www.tomami.com. Tomami.com. Now we take a picture of item now. Person will turn. Now we do price. A show. Unia, the dancing. With the minimum name to Tomami.com. Tomami.com. A free classified website that we do deal person will turn here. When you are the two of it, a show. No, be able to. A classic. Hey. Man, and you would a good trouble so didn't we here. Many a man want to and see me try up a scabia to me go to moon. And it's a matching of Yaswa. How much?
Kwame OWUSO, so you're watching the News Super Review segment here on Pan-African Television. You just listened to Solo's in-depth analysis in relation to the sale or rather the retraction of the sale of the SNIT hotels. Let me come to Dr. Mazuka. I'll end with Uncle Alex. Doc, let's proceed.
Uncle didn't even like it. Actually, he's eager to talk. No. All right, thank you. Okay, so.
But before you, first of all, when you saw the letter, did you think it was an authentic one?
The letter from withdrawal.
Yeah.
With
Termination. Yeah, the withdrawal actually from the deal from SNIT. Have you seen the letter? No.
No, that one.
No, I haven't seen it.
From Rock City.
No. There's.
I saw Rock City's withdrawal.
Of the deal.
Yes.
And SNIT also
terminated it. So for the withdrawal by Rock City, I saw it.
Wait.
And I wasn't surprised.
Let me get something right. Maybe I'm just confused. But so the agreement had already been sealed.
Sure.
Is that what we are saying?
It was announced.
Yeah,
there was an announcement that Rock City won.
Yes.
Yes, there was an announcement.
Okay. So now I understand the use of the words. Okay. Proceed.
Get the
Proceed.
Yes, the events.
Proceed.
One, announcement that Rock City won. 2, public pressure. 3, Rock City withdraws. And 4,
SNIT terminates.
SNIT terminates.
All right.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So when I saw the withdrawal by the Rock City, I wasn't surprised because I knew where it came from. I knew the source of it, public pressure.
Exactly.
You see, the power of the people. But that's not even, that's peripheral. My brother, ours is multi-party democracy. And in democratic governance, we are dealing with 2 fundamental areas of civilized communities. 1, the law, the rule of law. And 2, the constitution, which is also which is even the supreme law, according to you guys in the legal fraternity. So every act of governance is built on these 2 areas. But there is a breach between the 2. There is a breach, and that breach is morality. So in a situation where an act is lawfully justified or legally justified, unconstitutionally justified, but remains immoral, it is good in the interest of the people to avoid that act. Because the argument here is that, yes, Rock City is a company, and Rock City had every reason to buy the hotel. Fine. Within the context of the law, we don't have any problem with that. Maybe there are constitutional provisions, I don't know, that may justify the sale. But is it moral? Does it raise a case of morality, right? Conflict of interest. A minister of a regime buying the state property sold by the same regime. How can the minister run away from conflict of interest? How can the minister justify this within the context of morality? How can even the minister justify it within the context of legality? Because there are lawyers who will even argue that the sale is illegal. And look, I'm not a lawyer. You can argue that way. I can also argue that way. I'm not a lawyer. You are a lawyer, but you are not the decision maker until a court of competent jurisdiction pronounces a judgment, right? We can also, so you can argue that it is legal. I can argue it's illegal until it is determined by a court of competent jurisdiction. Yeah. So that's another argument. Yet you have the audacity to come for the in an era when everybody is crying and accusing this regime of corruption, of impunity, of all kinds of misgovernance or acts of misgovernance. I am not saying that is the truth, but that is the accusation is the reality. The accusation is one thing, and the reality of the accusation is another. But it is real that everybody, almost everybody, or majority of Ghanaians are accusing this government of corruption. So in a situation where you are dealing with smart people, these people will not do anything to actualize that or give the impression of the reality of that accusation. I don't think that is correct. So it is good that the will of the people has been respected. It is good that we have had a kind of labor leadership that has been able to fight this. And I think that also calls to the fore, it brings to the fore another misgovernance, another act of misgovernance in this country. And it is important that we all understand that. You know, Kwame?
Yes, sir.
Every time, excuse me to say, Ghanaians seems to be worshipping timidity.
Exactly. That is the right.
I'm telling you, we seem to be watching timidity.
Yes.
And because most of us are timid, yes, the few brave ones are branded as trouble causers.
Me like solo.
They are branded as confusion mongers. I'm telling you, we are not brave. We are not. And we allow things to deteriorate. Look, just as Solo has rightly said, if we had demonstrated against most of the policies of this government earlier, I'm telling you, we would have recorded some kind of sanity. But we waited. And I'm happy that, yes, too late, but it is still better. This is the justification of the will of the people. This is the demonstration of the power of the people. And until the government listens to public opinion, it will continue to have problems. The sale should be terminated. Yes, but the termination is not enough.
Yes.
I'm telling you, let's go beyond the termination. Yes. You know, we have been reactive. At this stage, we need to be proactive. Yes. First of all, let us determine the source of deterioration, the justification for the sale. Why the sale? Because those hotels were doing well.
Exactly.
Why are they not doing well? We have to establish that. And if there is the need for heirs to rule, so must be. So we need to know why. The cause of the cause of the sale. Now it is terminated. Then we also need to know the kind of management that will ensure that the hotels operate in line with the aspiration of Ghanaians.
All right.
Let me end. Yes, and then finally, we need to also know whether the current management, and when I say the management, I'm referring to the leadership of SNIT and the board, will have the moral right to stay or not. Right. That is exclusively the decision of the president. Let the president decide positively.
Okay. Well, I think on this morning show, when we're doing the newspaper review, newspaper headline segment, I was asked a question whether the board should resign or be fired. And I said to the extent that they have failed to do their job, because they are duty bearers in respect of ensuring that the management or the managers of the hotels, do their work for the benefit of the hotels. And to the extent that they have not been able to deliver on that mandate, I don't see why they should be there. To the extent that they think that the solution in restoring hope in the hotels lie within the sale of it, then it means that they do not have anything to do there. And that was my position. But I'm sure maybe Uncle Alex will hold a different view to it. But let me read this one, that there's going to be a public lecture. Listen carefully. There's going to be a public lecture, wreath laying, hockey tournaments, book sale, etc., right, at the Atamels Memorial Heritage, as it outlines 12th anniversary commemoration of former President John Evans Fifi Atamels. Okay? And it's going to happen, when is it? Friday, this Friday.
Yes.
19th.
Yes.
So please, for those of you, if not every Ghanaian, I think that we should all attend, irrespective of your political colors. Let's go and listen to the lecture. Let's go and remember this Friday. Remember our one of the most wonderful presidents we've had in the history of this country, former president.
Don't let Napo hear you.
Oh, Napo is just demising thoughts. So anyway, former President John Evans Fifi Atamils is going to happen this Friday at the Atamils Memorial Heritage. Atamils Memorial.
No, it is happening at Legon.
Legon,
yes,
okay.
The City Hall.
Oh, the City Hall. Okay,
yes,
I don't have that information on the front page.
It's at the City Hall.
But I do know that it's happening on Friday.
In Legon.
Okay.
And that is the annual lectures we have. So this is the lecture for in memory of Professor Mills.
Okay.
And the speaker on this occasion is Kwesi Pratt.
Wow. Okay.
And Mr. Pratt is going to speak.
Yes. And the chairperson is Her Ladyship Sophia Akufu.
Oh wow.
And Mr. Jampo, Professor Jampo.
Okay.
If I'm right, is going to
deliver the keynote.
No, the keynote is Kwesi Pratt, but he is going to
moderate.
Deal with the book. He's
going the book launch.
The book launch.
Oh, is he the reviewer?
He's the reviewer of the book. There's a term it skipped my mind. Anyway, so that is what is happening on Friday. On the 24th, which is the actual anniversary of the death of Professor Mills, the NDC, in tandem with the Heritage, will do the normal wreath-laying ceremony.
Okay.
And then on the 28th or 27th, I believe, is the hockey tournament.
Okay. Okay. Run us through again, respectfully. Run us through again.
So first, on the 19th, this Friday,
yes, sir, we
have the lecture, which will take place at the CD Hall.
Okay.
In Legon, University of Ghana, Legon.
What do you know the time? So
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, okay.
The main speaker is Kwesi Pratt, and Her Ladyship Sophia Akufu is the chair lady or chairperson of the occasion.
Okay.
And Professor Jampo is the reviewer of the book, which is a compilation of all the people who spoke at the various lectures throughout the 10th anniversary celebration.
Oh, wow.
And it has a lot of insight into how people perceived Professor Mills and what he was able to. So it's not so much just launch. Getting a copy of the book when it's over is an imperative for us. And then on the 24th, we do the normal Asumdwe Park, 9 o'clock.
True.
At Osu.
True.
The Asumdwe Park, where we go and lay our wreaths and have a memorial service. And then subsequently on the 27th. I think it's the 27th?
27th, yeah.
27th of this month as well, we will have the hockey tournament at the hockey stadium.
Thank you very, very much for the clarity.
That is what we're doing.
Be sponsored to come and
pour Gary. Let's discuss something sensible. Let's discuss something sensible.
No, it's sensible.
Pardon?
I can bet my last person that he will release his program of activities in the coming days.
He's not a sensible character. Hey, George Napo takes over energy ministry.
Really?
We'll come to that. But, Honorable,
I saw this one last week.
No, see.
Wow.
Charlie last energy. This guy.
Hey.
Charlie. I saw it last week. Charlie, Agbala they use for go get some Charlie, so that we catch the eye of the president. Let me come to Honorable Alex on this SNIT matter, respectfully.
Thank you so much. Let me start this way. First, they came for the electoral commissioner in the person of Charlotte Osei. And we did nothing because we said we are not EC officials. Yes. Then they came for our banks.
Charlie.
We did nothing because if I don't bank here, I don't bank here, I'm not a banker. Then they came for our Chimota forest. We did nothing. They came for all our lands for Galamsey. We did nothing. They went and borrowed money which we couldn't afford. We said it to them. We did nothing. They came and gave us haircuts. The money that we are supposed to even have. A few people went and made noise, but as a whole, we did nothing. Now they have come for your source of your income, which is the SNIT itself. Through hotels, without any explanation, giving it to cronies, people who are in government. And finally, we have woken up. Look, I just give this little rendition because I was listening to one of their gurus speaking on the radio with some hudious statistics as to how, if you look at what is going on, MPP is going to win, where is NDC going to get this? I looked at the thing, I shook my head. Look, if it's not because of rigging, MPP can never win an election in Ghana at the moment. They are totally and completely out of the equation. But because of rigging, we have to do everything as if we are in competition. There is no competition as far as I'm concerned. But we have to be vigilant. Everybody keeps telling you, oh, are you going to protect our votes? Why do people say this? Because everybody, if it's just voting to, everybody knows that MPP is finished. But because of the history of the kind of elections we hold in this country, especially under the MPP government, there's the possibility, which in any, why? All of us, I just made a statement about America and Britain. Britain was clear-cut. Even Ghana is more clear-cut than Britain at the moment. Clear-cut that Labour was coming. And so said, so done. Because they have free, fair elections. I couldn't say the same for America because of the games that are being played. So it's touch and go. So you have to be careful. Even though we align traditionally with the Democrats, that's not our main interest. Our main interest is what is America's foreign policy for Africa.
So we'll bring Trump to you.
Very important.
Then you come to Ghana. I mean, no macroeconomic indicators help them. Every single one is out of kilter and out of sync. The looting is clear for all. Every week a different scandal. Every month something we don't understand. Every day something. And yet, because of rigging, we have to say, be vigilant, count the vote. Why? Now, invincible forces are saying that, oh, this MPP, oh, they are ready for the election. We have heard. So the violence that we saw in 2020, they are planning on it again. Sheye, Ghanaians are giving a message now. That is why they had to withdraw from this SNIT. The writing is coming on the wall. We are having enough is becoming enough. Enough is becoming enough. The cup is full. Let us go have a peaceful election and let us be free. Nobody will complain if you do that. But if you keep trying to do things which are not correct, you have problems in the country. And this idea of you buy everything and it won't work. We have told everybody, any money that somebody brings you, take it. It's your money. Yeah. Don't look at it as somebody bringing you their money. No. Any money anybody brings you, take it. But vote the right way. Don't vote MPP back into power. Well, no matter how much they give you, take it. But don't vote. And don't worry about this, swear on this and do on that and this. No.
Even the gods are angry.
With the way what is going on?
We have messed up our rivers. The gods are definitely angry.
Everything is gone. And yet, people have the temerity to say, oh, MPP is still going. They are not close. Only through rigging, through falsehood, will look in a proper country with proper voting system. NDC will win this election hands down, but the second will be Butterfly, not MPP. I'm telling you.
Yeah, winning. Movement is winning, and you will be second.
You understand? Because MPP is totally finished, and yet we have to consider them because of money and rigging. Everybody should shine their eye. The way the TUC has woken up, the workers have said, no, we are going to protect our interests. So should it be for all of us in all walks of life. I have no further comment on this matter.
Let me correct this impression created on another platform by Saka Salia. And I've just received a text message by Honorable Sukparu, MP for Sisala West constituency, that he was described on national television as arrogant, and that the person who made the statement made it in reference to what he claims I said. I have never said Honorable Sukparu is arrogant. I've never said that on TV. I've not had any such discussions with Saka Salia. And so whatever it is that Saka Salia has put out on that other platform, I have no business with it. I have nothing to do with it. Disclaimer. So yes, I just want to make that point clearly, because I don't know why you would go and sit on another platform to say that I have described a member of parliament as arrogant. I have not done that. If I have a problem with a member of parliament, I will speak to them directly. I won't speak to you, Saka Salia, to go and talk to somebody on my behalf. I don't do that. And my engagement with Honorable Sukparu, you know, obviously doesn't tell me that he's arrogant. So that's just so that you know. So Honorable, I have not said that, and I apologize if anything was attributed to me, but I have not said that. So I think we should settle that matter. Mr. Roxon, my very good friend, who is in the office of Colonel Bevlolate, has sent a message this morning. He says, I can't afford to miss your Monday morning show because of Solomon OWUSO. Smart guy. I totally agree with him that Trump is the best president for America for the past 20 years. Thank you very much, bro, for sending me this message. This is Eddie New Achimota Kiodi. Good morning to you and your panelists, revered panelists. The organized labor should rebrand the strike and fight for the reversal of all state assets sold. They should continue striking because it's all about workers in Ghana. Thank you very much. This one also says, good morning to you, KOD. The termination of the sale of the hotels by SNIT is not enough. The DG of SNIT and the board, as well as the CEO of NPRA and the board, must save themselves any disgrace and embarrassment by resigning rather than waiting to be told to vacate their positions. Stephen, like you said, Stephen Inwa sent in this one. Now, this one also says, hello, Pan-African Television. I'm survivor from Savannah region, Bupe. You see this president, I'm always waiting for 7th December, and my father with the orange color shirt, he's my idol. May Allah bless him more.
No, he's with the,
all right.
movement color.
I thought you were yellow.
I'm humble. I'm humble. My neutrality is always guaranteed.
All right. My uncle, who was NDC member but passed on, told me something in my dream, and I want to reveal that to my party NDC hierarchy. He told me to advise the NDC hierarchy to do well to exchange the polling agents in the Ashanti region with the polling agents in the northern region, and again send Greater Accra region polling agents to Eastern region and bring Eastern region agents to Greater Accra if really the NDC wants to win the 2024 general elections.
I think that makes sense.
James K. Saba sent in this one. See no evil. Hear no evil. Speak no evil. All right. Good morning, Kevin. My greetings to Solomon. I need his number from Thomas Ahmed, from former Asante Kotoko player. Hey, okay. Well, I used to be a footballer.
No.
You.
Yeah, I was a serious footballer.
So what's your number?
KUST, I was a captain of.
So what's your number? 0. I was gonna send it to you directly. But yeah, I will give your number to Solo. Instead of thinking about the masses and the plight of the pensioners during and after their retirement, your selfish and greedy, self-centered aspirations driving us to a condemned, uninspiring, and jeopardized hopeless future. A teacher with senior superintendent rank takes home 16,000 Ghana cedis after serving for 32 years and retired on monthly salary of 1,200. But SNIT isn't concerned about this. Will those who manage our money, SNIT take this as retirement package? Okay, at the end of their retirement? I don't think so. Let's calibrate the entire system. No wonder teachers are poor, like the president told us to our faces. Our laptops are still in limbo. Teacher Theo Enchi, Western North Region. I like this guy. He's just stated where he's sending the message from. Good morning to you, KOD. Why is SNIT reversing their decision if they know they are doing the right thing? Looks like butterfly is flying higher. This one.
You know what?
He doesn't want me to read my message. Looks like the butterfly is flying higher now. Solo, I will join you. Be from my class.
Immediately.
Good morning to you, damn innocent from Yeji. The only thing we need is JDM and NDC to monitor this year's election. This one is a done deal for JDM and NDC. Hands down. All right, thank you very much, Chief. I have 2 master's degrees from UCC and GIMPA. I have several other qualifications. I have 2 chartered certificates as well. I was employed as the HR manager for SIC Life Savings and Loans for almost 4 years. I suffered a mini stroke. Amafrim Poma Juma has sacked me without a dime. I'm going to court. Frank OWUSO Inti Jr. Frank, so sorry.
Well, some of these things we must pick some of this activism and then
yeah.
And even fight for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning to you all. Kudos to my honorable Segbefia. He's making cogent arguments. Good morning to you, KOD. Please ask Solo for me that where do I go and what do I need to join the movement?
I'm going to send a link to him.
Yendi from General in Yendi. I think that I told you that bring an advert and come and put on Pan-African television.
I'll bring. No, but come here. Why would it be?
I want to give you. That's why people are sending messages.
And you are doing very well.
So we are actually promoting.
You will be humbly remembered in the regime of Valentine.
Kudos to you. I like your submissions. Hello. This one is quite lengthy. So let me just read this one. We are back home by the grace of God. Okay, thank you very much. I don't know what you are talking about, but yeah, thank you and welcome back. Now, this one also says, few minutes. Let me just, hi, KOD and your panelists. Bernard Mona will shock Solo this election. This is Eben from Progressive Forces Alliance. I agree with you. Bernard Mona is coming. Bernard will be elected. That's
for him, but
no, Bernard.
He has to come and
Bernard will be elected. Bernard is designing his strategy for him. So you just wait and see. Good morning to you,
so are you now PNC?
No, I'm just consulting.
Consulting. Okay.
Yeah. Good morning to you, KOD. I want Solo's number from Bolgatanga. Peter is my name.
Peter, I'm going to give to you.
Hey, this movement is becoming a movement.
The only credible alternative.
The question we need to ask Nana after cancelling the SNIT sale is what is his plan B? Because I know Nana will never give up.
That's true.
For no reason. Ricardo from the team sent in this one. This one also says the worker of state contributors of SNIT should extend the strike action till the board is dissolved from Ata Kwadede. Changes in the composition of input and output enabling production efficiency in the economy. Ghana needs reorganization of the economy for the creation and provision of productive employment for the generality of the working age population of the youth. The thinking that brought us the problem shouldn't be the same thinking that will bring us a solution. Tough times need tough leadership. John Dramani Mohammed's 24-hour economy is a game changer. Vote JDM and the NDC from Anko, Ho West constituency. Good morning to you, Kwame. For security reasons, I don't want to speak to you. I want to speak to you off air. If you can send me your personal number. Oh, why not? I'll give you my personal number, my brother. Let's talk after the show. Hopefully, you will give me a matter to handle. I want Solo's number. Asamoah in Kumasi Espresso.
Fantastic. They are the ones that are going to do the job in Ashanti.
Solo.
Asamoah, I'll give it to you.
Please, Solo. please solicit support for the guy who has been sacked without benefit.
No, very important. That matter is very important.
If you can resend your message, I will give you my number. Call, text me. I'll call you after the show so we can have.
It's very, very important.
We can have a better discussion on the matter.
And see how best we can handle it.
Yes, please. Uncle Sebefia, treat what I said about exchanging polling agents in Ashanti region very seriously. Please, I beg you. James K. Saraba sent in this one. Uncle Sebefia would never, he's like a military man, he would never disclose the strategy, please. But I'm sure he's listened to you, and will definitely take that into consideration. I believe so. Good morning to you, smart man. Solo, I love you so much. These days, like something, I also need Solo's number. C from Emmy. I don't know where Emmy is.
A man loving a man, there is a.
You know that it's just girl.
See?
Good morning to you all, panelists. Kudos to Honorable Sebefia for his submission. We, the youth of this country, will be voting from Empire. Good morning to you, Pan-African Television, and your cherished viewers. I want to seize this opportunity to remind everyone that the military brutalities in our country is alarming. A lot happened in Tamale and some other destinations across the country. If this reckless act does not end does not end, there will be a serious clash between the military and the civilians. And when that happens, that is the day the country will collapse, because the military will lose their respect and prestige forever in the faces of the citizens. It's high time the Ghanaian security learn how to protect their integrity. This one says, Kai Keodi, thanks for the panelists. Thank the panelists for us, especially Marzouk. This one says, Solo, I will join you. Why? Wonderful panelists. I am Mark Morrison Kofi. Thank you. This one also says, he said, hey, that's a really wow. Good morning to you. I'm Papolin. My request is to trade fair again to, and Uncle Kwesi should make sure he tells JDM to bring back our 1st July, the Republic Day. Otherwise, I will demonstrate against Uncle Kwesi Pratt. The sale of SNIT hotels are in Ejapa book. The reason why Osafo Mafo's son was made the Director General. They sacked the former director. Number 2, Ejapa book is to make sure they impose Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on us. This time, any rigging by EC will definitely bring Kenya to visit us. We are going to stand tall to be counted with our lives. I am Papolin, infatuation leaders leading us. In fact, I lost my money during the useless haircut, and that's 4,000 Ghana cedis. My friend wants to sporty bet just yesterday, 5,100 automatically they deducted. So now he left, he got only 5,010. Please read the message. Charlie, now when the 5,000, and now, oh my, I grant up through.
Petrol price is going up.
Charlie, that's why I said we can give us from by. Anyway, good morning to KOD and your panelists. If it's really, really true that the prison quarters at Cantonment has been sold and their officers are being asked to move out, then I urge the officers to release all the prisoners in our prisons in retaliation. Charlie, it's funny but true, Charlie. When they verse, they go release after he does. But yeah, it's been sold.
Sure.
Yeah. You don't know what's happening in this country, Dr. Mazouk. Good morning to you, KOD. I am Francis. Solomon is making some brilliant submissions, but my problem is, I would have. My problem is, would he have made this if he was Master? We move from that if he was still with the MPP. My brother, right now his movement.
They should come to the movement.
My love for KOD. My love, KOD. Listen to the message. My love. My love, KOD, comma. I am a queer Mansa from KJT Market. You are doing a good job. And Solo is speaking passionately, and he's doing a good job for Ghana. If anyone has a plan to rescue Ghana, then I think Alan has shown, without doubt, that he can bring prosperity to Ghanaians. As for Bawumia, Master, stop calling. This one is a love message to me. As for Bawumia, he keeps on dancing on stage like a Agama lizard. And now with Napo, I fear for Ghana. Vote Alan, vote change.
That's a clear speaking.
Charlie, this my love KOD there. Oh, they remember to ask more. Okay, the message is plenty, but I think that let's discuss the other issues. I'll try and please proceed.
I just take the opportunity to congratulate Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa?
Oh yes, please.
Because this SNIT matter, he has been tenacious.
Sure.
And made sure that he has stuck with it.
Sure.
He's been through a lot.
Indeed.
Sometimes it's not recognized.
Yes.
Through this hole in the ground cathedral. And the issue about going to court because somebody says he has libeled him, they have ruled and he's back again, and now this issue. So I think that we have to give him some.
No, he needs that commendation.
He must be recognized
yes,
for what he has done.
It's true.
So I take this opportunity to doff my hat to Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa.
I did it on Alaji.
Son of man.
Yes, he do.
Son of man. Congratulations. Yes, oh, bridge man. And let's say oh, bridge. Some crowd to tree. Okay, to tree. Napo apologizes over Kwame Nkrumah comments. Napopolistic Napo. I don't know whether it's a genuine apology. You see, there are different types and kinds of apologies. There's a genuine apology. There's a facade apology. There's a false apology. There's a regret apology. And there's political apology. No, so you are the man who speaks, good English, and you are able to dichotomize these things. Are my descriptions accurate, Dr. Mazo? First of all, they are accurate. Okay. Now let's go to the substance. And I think it's important to give a background to this whole Napo brouhaha. So, on the 9th of July, 2024, in Jubilee Park, Osekrum, Kumasi, the stronghold or the alleged, because I don't think that this time there's going to be any stronghold for anybody.
No.
It is the people who vote on the basis of their pockets, exactly. Like Prof told us.
So the traditional stronghold.
With the alleged traditional stronghold. This is traditional, it means that they will still get the votes. Yes. Where, after a very keenly advice from Otumfo Osetutu, one would have thought that Napo would be cleansed of all the evil spirits which have taken over his life and how he speaks to the Ghanaian people. But it appears that the keenly advice did not deliver Napo from the familiar spirits of not being able to control himself when he's given the microphone. And the familiar spirits took over Napo. And he was vituperating and barking like a loose dog who has lost his master. And you heard that he said, Mokwame Nkrumah. I don't know if you want to listen to what he said before, but Mokwame, and he nearly mentioned Kufuor's name. Nearly. But at the time he was about to mention Kufuor's name, then the familiar spirit said, hey, my brother, the place that you are heading to is a very dangerous slippery slope. So you cannot go there. So he had to pause and retrace. And then he said, Mokwame Nkrumah. Mokwame Nkrumah. After that, we have heard several comments from Kwame DANSO, from Kwesi Pratt, from Captain Smart, from Kwame Nkrumah Tikesie, from is it Kwame Nkrumah Tikesie?
Yeah.
International.
Yes.
Everybody is angry. In fact, I was with the old man, Mr. Pratt, two days ago, when a minister in Ivory Coast called him and wanted him to comment on the statement made by Napo. It's unfortunate that we are getting international attention over foolish, misguided, unguided, and unguarded statements made by a killing.
Yes, sir.
He subsequently renders an apology And with the greatest of respect, we have sought to characterize the apology. First, we have dichotomized the different kinds of apology. Which one is it, Dr. Marazuk? Which one is it? Please help me, because I'm confused. I want to know whether this one is a familiar sweet apology or political apology.
You know, I was out of the country, so I didn't even.
Oh, you were out of the country.
I haven't read his apology, so I didn't know the content of the apology.
No, the apology.
But don't worry.
Let's send me the apology. I'll read it for you.
Dr. Mazuk, let me go, then you come.
Okay, then go. Let's proceed.
Go ahead.
So you see, I am coming. He's going through a lot. He will come through a lot.
Yes. This matter.
Yes, sir.
It's very, very, very sad. It's a problem we have. But he who God wants to destroy, perhaps he first makes mad. One, something people haven't noticed is that when you are going to react to something, if all of a sudden I made a comment about the butterfly or whatever, and Solo made a response, something provoked him. So you would say that, oh, Solo didn't speak well, but he was provoked by a statement made by someone. Okay. So assuming you want to use that as a basis for the statement that was made by Napo, you can't begin to even know what provoked him. This is a happy occasion. You have just been nominated and been outdoored as the the running mate to the vice president of Ghana or the flag bearer of the MPP. So, in actual fact, it is a moment of happiness. There is nothing that on the face of it provoked you, except, and this is a very big except there, that you were upset with the way Otumfuo spoke. Because the only person who spoke to you publicly prior to you coming to speak was Otumfuo. And Otumfuo simply cautioned. And even went as far as saying, we don't know you as that. So you are not going to see you in that light as being arrogant. But Otumfuo was aware that that was a piece of baggage you were carrying. So in his diplomatic fashion, Otumfuo made it clear to you that prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. Go and do things that people cannot say that you are A, B, or C. And that is the only thing that I can say could have provoked Honorable Napo. Because I don't see anything else that happened. You will notice when he was walking to the place, somebody was the way he gesticulated, you could see that this was a man who either was unhappy or is showing that's the way maybe he is. I don't know. But he was just going to the place, and I think somebody was trying to draw his attention. Instead of just, oh, you are supposed to be in a happy mood. But something has upset you. So what is it? You are upset with Otumfuo. You, Napo, you are upset with Otumfuo. And Otumfuo was speaking the truth to you. And Otumfuo, you see, wisdom comes with position and age. And Otumfuo has matured. Can you imagine if he went there and Otumfuo had simply said, oh, congrats, we wish you well, go let's, and we hope that the normal Otumfuo type speeches, without that caution. Because there's already rumor that Otumfuo had a hand in your selection.
True.
That rumor is there. Whether true or false, meaning I'm not part of the artist, but it's there. So it's as if Otumfuo, with his wisdom, saw what would come and took the opportunity to tell you that And let me speak to you. Sheye, Bojidi, take time. Boko. You didn't listen. You, Sanyo. You didn't listen. Within an hour or two, you were on a platform. All you needed to do was, I'm grateful to my leadership, including Nanado, for this opportunity that has been given me. I promise to do my best to listen. This is not a time for long speeches, but just to show my gratitude. Now we will have work to do. So I'm not going to talk much. I thank you all. I thank you. I thank you. Great gratitude to this, all the past leaders and all the leadership. Thank you very much. I thank Otumfo for his advice.
Ever.
Walk away.
Kata ever.
That is all that was required. That is all that was required of Honorable Napo. Debbie, he couldn't. It was too much to ask within his character. I'm afraid for Baumia, not anybody else. I'm afraid for Baumia. The character that we have seen coming from Napo,
to bless.
It's Baumia that should have sleepless nights, not even we Ghanaians. Fortunately, they are not coming. So, but mark it. After they lose election, one of the first people who's going to contest against Napo,
Baumia is not. No,
is Napo.
That one. They call him Future King.
You wait. You wait.
So yeah, they call him Future King.
You understand? So I'm clear in my mind. The apology was forced. Because his first statement after the apology, when he went to Western region, was that when you speak the truth.
No, that was before the apology.
Yes, I'm saying that the first statement you made after the
disaster. Yes. Okay.
Was that when you speak the truth, they say you are arrogant.
Yeah.
Which means that the man has no apology in his body.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to come before you, man. I'm just bringing you up to speed.
Yes, that's true.
You see, the first statement that he made was an arrogant statement in itself.
Very.
Because when you heard the clamor and the outcry, or if you were not even sure, say, this matter, I don't want to speak on it again.
True.
But no, I am Napo. When I speak, people, and then you heard commentators as if, there's a thin line between being assertive and proactive and name it, and then arrogance. Now the line, when Napo is on arrogance, he can't see the line, let alone saying that that there's a thin line. You understand what I'm saying? Where he has reached. This statement. If you want to attack anybody, is it Kwame Nkrumah? Is it Kwame Nkrumah that you attack? Ghanaians didn't say that Kwame Nkrumah is the best one. The whole world told us that the Millennium African of the Year is Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. You have Lumumba, you have
Mandela,
you have Mandela, you have
Sankara,
Ethiopia,
Haile Selassie.
You have
Thomas
and
Sankara.
They did analysis,
Ameka Cabral.
and all of them said, by the way, as of Kwame Nkrumah, we hold him. People have called lecture series on just Kwame Nkrumah in their universities. His statue adorns various countries. He is revered. And you are coming to do MPP, Nana Addo type, UP, we have founders, we have this. You are trying to change the whole history of Ghana. And the rest of the world say no. And then, when you are being outdoor, nobody has asked you question. That is the best time you have decided that you are going to take on Kwame Nkrumah. I'm saying it here. Look, that statement alone, MPP have lost election. But it's rigging that they are going to try and use to come. So let us keep our eyes on. But in terms of the popular vote, if there was a statement we needed to unite all the opposition people in Ghana, this is the statement too. We won't have it. We won't take it today. Why? And you see what is sad is that he is making Kufuor, President Kufuor, become a very wise political and manipulator. Look, at one point, President Kufuor have his picture next to Nkrumah, billboards round Ghana, because he knows the impact, both locally and internationally, when you deal with Kwame Nkrumah's matter.
Oh yeah, of course. It's like when you travel out of the country, you mention either Asamoah or Abedi Pele's name.
Yeah. I was listening to Samia. Peduasi Lodge as it is there. It wasn't built for Ghana. Women in CPP all came together and built some small place there for, and they gave it to Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah handed Peduasi to the states. When Kwame Nkrumah left this country, he had no house. We should go and check how many houses Nana Addo has. We should go and check how many houses Napo has. And you are coming to compare to Kwame Nkrumah, selfless Kwame Nkrumah. All the propaganda and lies they told about the man which don't hold. Look, this matter, we won't leave it today. We didn't leave it yesterday, and tomorrow we won't leave it. Napo's apology means nothing.
Nada.
Because it was forced. He stands by what he says.
And
to have an opinion, we don't begrudge you. But if you want to be our vice president in future, it's not an opinion that you can have based on facts. Let's go economically. Let's go ideologically. Let's go with what you have done for others, and not just your fellow Ghanaian,
all right,
but your fellow African. Kwame Nkrumah stands tall.
Well, they say a nation that doesn't honor its heroes is bound to fail. Sure. And clearly, constant, unprovoked disrespect of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah perhaps is the reason why our country is not progressing. You know, because
you didn't advise him like that.
Yeah,
that's what he's.
No, because the truth is that how do you denigrate somebody who gained independence for this country and somebody who built the Republican state in which you are a minister, and then you stand on the podium? That somebody who brought different countries together to build Ghana. You think it's easy? Let me read a few Facebook messages and I'll come to you, sir. Alfred Bo says, I want Solo's number. Odik wrote, Nana Kobna Atta says, Alan Chamantin is the best alternative for the country. Prince Kwame Anna says, bro, good morning. Please, I have a case for you to handle for me. Please, your number. Please, you can go on Facebook, message Kwame OWUSO DANSO, and then we'll talk from there.
That's right.
Al Hassan.
Remember me in your kingdom.
Uncle Alex, you see, he has a foresight. He sees. Al Hassan Ibn Fuseni says, good morning to you, Kwame. I am Fuseni, aka Apatahine from Techiman, Dagoma land. JM is the best. Let's all vote for him for our future. Please, may I know why MPPs are not part of your panel? Well, you see, this is it's more like a free country. If MPP presents their communicators, obviously we will be more than Sakasale has been coming, and I don't know why they are not coming, but I'll be very happy to receive MPP communicators on this platform as well. So there's an opportunity to extend a voice of invitation to the leadership of the MPP party that, listen, our platform is available. It's open to every political party. That is why you have Movement for Change, PNC. I think we are, but the only platform that allows all the other political parties to. So please,
a neutral person.
Let us make it clear. Yeah. I'm tired of the hype. Even MPP, let them take the message. They have all these communicators. Yet when you want a name for a communicator to come for a program, you can't get.
No, you can't get.
Actually, you can't get. You talk that you get a name in the morning.
Yes.
So we can't even do the flyers.
True.
So tell the truth.
Actually, blessed.
And they won't even come.
Blessed man Alomaso is saying that we actually extend invitations to them. It's just that they don't.
It's not only Pan-African.
We call Mr. Imedu or something like that.
It's not only Pan-African. It's everywhere. You can't get the name of the person who's coming.
Reverend Father
boycotting Meanwhile, they say they are boycotting somewhere. They can't get panelists to go.
Reverend Father Jojo Jepi Gabra says, good morning to you, KOD. If you want to see the insincerity behind that fake apology, just do a literary appreciation of that letter. Example, paragraphs 2 and 3. Thanks for reading this from your Elmina uncle. Bless, send me the letter. I need to read it out. Seth Abochi says, please fear Kufuor than Napo. He is a chameleon in disguise. Sayed John Paul says, good morning to you, lawyer. KOD, please extend my regards to your guest, especially Honorable Alex. The candidates the MPP has presented clearly indicate their disregard for Ghanaians and our progress. I beg your pardon. A running mate who lacks respect for our founding fathers and wants to rule in their lineage is concerned. Napo's actions alone should have disqualified him immediately. Lies and ignorance cannot lead a country like Ghana, which is struggling to recover from the woes caused by this unscrupulous government. I passionately urge all well-meaning Ghanaians to show the MPP exit in December 7th. Thank you very much, John Paul, for this message. I got a message from Liberia. I wanted to actually read it. I can't find the message anymore, but you can send in your messages and I'll try and read. Let me come to Dr. Mazouk before I end.
In his statement.
Yes, please.
In Ashanti region.
Yes, please.
In the heart of their so-called stronghold, he attacked Kufuor.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He actually attacked Kufuor. That Kufuor is not better than Nana Addo.
Yes.
Or cannot come close to what Nana Addo has done.
True. That's a fact.
I mean, who does this?
That's a fact. Dr. Mazouk,
Yes.
let me come to you.
All right. So, thank you. The verbal catastrophe
Thank you very much.
by Napo brings to us for analysis the following. Linguistic toxicity, moral deficiency, historical fallacy, and ideological bigotry.
Charlie?
These are
Charlie, I have to count this. A subject for yeah, no, but actually it's true.
serious.
Yeah.
Serious.
Those of us who are going to do up,
Toxicity,
yes.
ideological bigotry, moral deficiency, and historical fallacy. My brother, and all these things can be summarized into one thing. Only one thing summarizes all these things. Faulty analogy. Faulty. In any case, inappropriate comparison. It is unimaginable to compare any president, not President Nana Akufo-Addo, any president, from Busia to Nana Akufo-Addo to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. If you do that, then it is a mere case of faulty analogy. You are comparing apples with mangoes. It is unimaginable. But I am not surprised. You see, linguistic toxicity because the diction, the choice of words, your Kwame Nkrumah, it's an insult. You understand? And that's why, because if I do not explain all these phrases, I may also be tagged as a propagandist. And since I am speaking as an independent analyst, I have the obligation to explain all these phrases. Linguistic toxicity. I mean, let your language, let your tongue be sanitized. Even if you hate Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, you can say your Kwame Nkrumah. I think that Kwame Nkrumah is not anybody's Kwame Nkrumah. He is Ghana's Kwame Nkrumah. He is a world's Kwame Nkrumah. He is African Kwame Nkrumah. He is the Kwame Nkrumah of everybody. So from the start, I mean, you agree with me that the choice of words itself is toxic, and that amounts to linguistic toxicity. This is not to say that he doesn't understand English language. This is to say that he doesn't understand how to choose words for responsible political communication. That's exactly what I am saying. Historical fallacy, because everybody knows that what you are saying historically is not correct. It's incorrect. Nobody. Look,
You were born in Buzier's regime, right? No, before Buzier's regime. He was born in 1968, if my memory serves me right. A year before Buzier came to power. So you saw Buzier's regime. But you never had the opportunity to experience Dr. Kwame Nkrumah's administration. Well, that is not because I also didn't. You are older than I, because you are 1 year ahead of me. I was born in 1969. Yes. So he's my elder brother by 1 year. Right. So, yeah.
We are
People ask me, why are you still young? I said, look, I don't go to bed with any evil thought against anybody. Free-minded person. I speak my mind, forgive everybody before I go to bed.
I've chopped you at least 5, 6 years.
6 years. So you see why I respect you. 6 years. So and that's why, because
I have to bring my beard back.
Yeah. This is good. This look is nice.
You see, because you are an elderly, you know, when you speak, it reflects your age, upbringing, right? As for royal arrogance, it is no longer in this era. I'm telling you, people, look, royals are no longer interested in royal arrogance. No, people have gone beyond that. We now have royalties that are controlled by political regimes. So what are you talking about? You talk about royalty, and somebody sits in the 1960s at Jubilee House and controls you. You understand that? So we have gone back, but even though it is still part of our culture, and we cherish it. We are Pan-Africanists. We cherish our culture. But that kind of arrogance should be thrown away. It is not in our interest. So I come back to ideological bigotry. We all know the differences between the UP and the CPP tradition. And sometimes people, out of ideological bigotry, can make unwarranted statements. In fact, statements that cannot be rationalized. So we understand, but not to that extent, right? And then moral deficiency. Look, it takes morality to respect an elderly person and to even respect the truth. Let's even say that you don't want to respect Dr. Kwame Nkrumah as an elderly person or a statesman or a global figure. At least he was and still is, because Kwame Nkrumah never died.
Your founder
was and still is an elderly person.
5 assassination attempts.
You understand that? So it takes moral deficiency to make such unguarded statements. And my advice to Napo is that.
And end on that for me.
Yes, I will end that one. I mean, my advice to Napo is simple. I do not read the apology. I don't know how genuine the apology is, but I am advising him as an elder brother of mine to convince Ghanaians that this apology is genuine. And you know, I do not support.
Speaking like Otufo.
Yes.
Convince us that you are not. And then if you don't take that, you spend 1 hour.
You see, so mine is that mine is not that he should render another apology. No, that is not mine. Mine is that he should, by his conduct, convince Ghanaians that he has apologized, he has repented, he has become a refined soul. I wish him all the best of luck.
Thank you very much. Chapter 27 of the book that I introduced to you, Kwame Nkrumah, the greatest African leader, right? It says, whereas Nkrumah was waxing strong by the arrest and detention and was gearing up for more action, most of his colleagues in the UGCC leadership had begun regretting their decision to invite him into the country. They were in fact not happy at all with their prison experience. The truth is that they were all successful middle-class lawyers and businessmen who had least dreamt of spending even one night under the awful prison conditions of the Gold Coast. The 8 weeks was quite hellish for them, and they could not forgive Nkrumah. The hostility started while they were together in prison in Kumasi, Most of them blamed Nkrumah for being too radical, and so they started distancing themselves from him. They made it a point to exclude him from their future discussions regarding the running of the UGCC. Thus, after their release and appearance at the Watson Committee, the UGCC leadership had a divided front. Nkrumah was sidelined by his other colleagues. Naturally, this affected the independence movement in the country, and soon the rank and file of the UGCC support base started expressing serious concerns about the situation. As the problems in the UGCC worsened, its working committee initially decided to hand down an outright dismissal from the group. Upon second thought, however, they realized that owing to the popularity of Nkrumah, his dismissal would incur the displeasure of the people. They therefore decided to demote him from the post of General Secretary to Treasurer so that he would no longer run the Secretariat. One of the flimsy grounds on which the working committee stood to remove Nkrumah was that he had established the Ghana National College at Cape Coast without first seeking approval from the working committee. Nkrumah explained that he used his own money to open the college for students and teachers who had been sacked from their schools because they supported them during their imprisonment. He further explained that he took that action to assure the grassroots supporters that their leaders were concerned about them. The working committee was not interested in his explanations. They demoted him. They made sure that he no longer had access to vital documents and also no access to political platforms. Nkrumah initially accepted a demotion because he did not want their differences to affect the campaign for self-government. As usual, he always put the nation first. But soon afterwards, he came under intense pressure from his numerous admirers who were not pleased with the decision of the leadership of the UGCC to demote him. They urged him to resign and start a new political organization since they were ready to offer him their support. While Nkrumah was still considering the suggestion, some of the leaders of the UGCC were informed about the possibility of Nkrumah leaving UGCC, and so they immediately started making overtures to dissuade him. They convened a meeting at Sopon in an attempt to convince Nkrumah not to leave. There was a huge gathering outside the meeting place to support Nkrumah. When he rose to speak, his supporters shouted, "Resign! Resign! Resign!" Nkrumah could not resist the will of the masses at this point. Without much ado, he went outside and wrote his resignation letter. As there were no tables and chairs outside, one of his supporters bent down and Nkrumah used his back as a support to write. This is the man, Nkrumah. And you see, this one will be serious. Every week, every day, I'll read a chapter or two of the book so that people will get to learn about Nkrumah. Now, we don't teach about Nkrumah again in our schools. When I was growing up, we used to learn about Nkrumah a lot in our government books, etc. Now we don't read about Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I think is intentional, to wipe away the memories, what is left of Nkrumah in the memories of the younger generation. Because if you want to actually change people's perception and mental states, or people's appreciation of events, you do so at a very early age.
But you don't also do it as a form of intellectual genocide.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So let me let you speak. No, I just wanted to let the viewers know the man that Napo was referring to. So Bless and then Franca Kakpo, I will beg to just get an additional 5 minutes for Solo.
Solo. You said it all. What else you see, the thing is that, like my brother Ebo Bakman has described it, this is a triple whammy. When Napo was going to meet Otunfo, he exhibited his character, and that was what Honorable was referring to. Rudely reacting to an admirer, and the video is there. When he met Otunfo and he was advised, he showed his character. You see the facial expression. And after being advised, he also showed his character at Jubilee Park. So this is his true character, and I'm not surprised about that. I think he's not fit to be the vice president of the land. But you see, on that day, beyond what he said about Kwame Nkrumah, there is not, you see, facts are sacred. Kwame Nkrumah remains tall. We can do our UP and CPP politics, but there are certain things that are facts. You go to the Union Building in the USA where Abraham Lincoln is amply featured. And as a Ghanaian, you'll be proud that Kwame Nkrumah's portrait is there. That people go and learn about it. He is put in the, what we call the same class or category as Malcolm X, Luther King, and so on and so forth. I have never seen President Akufo-Addo's name.
In the African Library in Washington.
Exactly. So this is the one we are talking about. You must be proud of him. We must rather cash in on his name. You don't just go there and do that your kindergarten politics and talk by heart all in the name of... and you see, Napo was making a fundamental mistake. Ashantis do not hate Nkrumah. That's the mistake he's making. The name of Sajif was given by his own grandfather, Prempe the First.
Yes.
He gave Osagyefo that name.
Osagyefo, yeah.
And you see, people think that Kwame Nkrumah had an issue with Ashantis.
No.
It's all part of our historical default.
Yes.
He had a very good working relationship with Ashantis. And that was how come the current chief of staff's father, who appointed him as the governor of Bank of Ghana. It was Kwame Nkrumah that made the current chief of staff's father the governor of Bank of Ghana. For Christ's sake, he was not coming from Kosmukaya. He was an Ashanti. The decision by the Mansia to fight to 2-4 had this whole
agenda. This you know, the former Greek minister's father, he was the one who spearheaded that, huh?
NLM.
Yeah. But you see, the danger with what Napo did there, we are not even talking about it. Napo did tribal politics.
Yes.
And also gave an indication that the NPP intends to rake in Ashanti region.
Oh, yeah.
And we are not talking about that. You see, let me assure Napo, and all those that think alike. I went to Kumasi. I came back only yesterday. Wanted to know what really was happening. And if he cares to know, he must go back and listen to the aftermath. Any attempt, I've told you in election 2024, I'm a polling station in Ashanti region. And let Napo come and show me that he's more Ashanti than I do. Whether he has more followers in Ashanti than anybody. Whether he's more Ashanti than Alan Chemate. This nonsense must cease immediately. It must. And I'm very surprised that people think MPP are so surprised. I've been in MPP all my life until I left. They have not what it takes to rig this coming election. Take it from me. These are a bunch of people who are even afraid of their lives. Have you seen a criminal, someone who has stolen the state money, determined to rig than someone who is hungry? What are those that are hungry got to lose if you plunge this country into chaos? He gave you an indication that 85%, they want to get 85% in Ashanti region. It's a palpable falsehood. It's part of the rigging machinery, which we know.
So
and which we know.
Once it happens, they will say that, oh, they said it.
And you know how he did, foolishly enough, he says angels will come and thumbprint. Have you ever seen angel thumbprinting? We will arrest angels in 2024 December. We will beat angels. The first time you see an angel being beaten, let him come and do that foolishness. You see, people must know what time it is. The anger that is meeting him, it's not because he touched on Nkrumah. This is, we have said it in this country over and over, UP politics, but because of the anger in the system now. People are so much angry at this NPP government to the extent that they don't want to hear anything about them. So you have gotten the opportunity to explain your policy. This is why it was a matter of thanking the people. He only went there to appease President Akufo-Addo, that he has helped Ghana more than any president. How could he have helped Ghana when under his watch, workers or employees of Capital Bank, most of them are still in the house? Royal Bank are in the house, Sovereign Bank are in the house, UT Bank are in the house, Heritage Bank are in the house. GN Bank, how did he help Ghanaians? How did he help us by spending $58 million, our tax money, on digging a hole? How is it that? How did he help the pensioners by giving them a haircut to the extent that your own appointee and your own family member, what's the name, Akufu, Sofia Akufu, had to go and pick it at the Ministry of Finance? How did he help? How did he help the young ones that took part in Napo who are home not received any? How did he help the RENA unit Those that are on dialysis looking for only 4 million, that he sat on concern, using our money to be flying all over. The drugs at the port. So how could you have come to tell us this nonsense? That you say what? He's not something more than anybody. And in less than 2024, Ashanti region will be a place to be. But the advice that was given by someone that you must cross the NDC, you see this election, Alan is winning, take it from me. But it has been done before. In the year 2000, when we were in the university, I've told you before that I was a polling agent at Sobayiri in the Jirapa Lambusie district. That was the first time I went to her. What the MPP did in election 2000 was to send what we call agents to areas that we thought were not favorable, that we thought the NDC was rigging then. So students were recruited, and that was when TESCON, we went by the motto, commitment without inducement. The problem currently with the system is that this government has succeeded in impoverishing majority of Ghanaians. So whoever you are sending to your polling agent, you are not sure. They have packed the money. They are ready to go and give it to them. Unfortunately for them, from the movement for change perspective, we are more than determined to win this election. And we will prevent this government and the MPP. It will be a showdown in Jericho. Come and see in Ashanti, you will love it. That you will come and rig this election. What are you talking about? You wash our face up or bottle up down. So nobody must go there. It will be a peaceful election. The MPP will lose handsomely. Allah will come and then save this country. And whoever has stolen money in this country, just you return the money and life goes on. It's as simple as that. So forget about Napo. Napo must not be your, he only lived up to expectation, so arrogant, bankrupt of ideas and want to be a wannabe. Forget about him.
Thank you very much. Frank Okran on YouTube says, I'm really unhappy how our current president is ruling the country. I'm a strong MPP, but this one, not good.
Come to the movement. You have an
This one says, good work done at Blackwa. This one also says, as for Solo and Apia Dankwa, they are both good citizens. I would have wished they were given positions in any government, either Mahama or Alan. My opinion, though. All right, thank you very much. This one is from Hamza in Pig Farm. He says, good morning to you, my brother. My brother, I'm currently sending this message to you from Tamale. My brother, lands belonging to Tamale West hospitals are being sold. Even the Tamale timber market is gone, and other state lands are all gone. Sold for party functionaries and communicators. I urge you to send your reporters to Tamale and find the truth. For you, Honorable Mutala is all over the place in Tamale, fighting hard to put a stop to all this state capture in Tamale. Lands and state bungalows are sold without the notice of our chiefs in Tamale. I am sad this morning. My regards to my brother Haj Mazouk. I am always proud of him. Keep it up. Look, you see, I told you I want to come to Tamale myself.
Let's go.
And so we need to plan and go. Good morning to you, Pan-African Television family. I want to take this moment to applaud Honorable Alex Ebefia of the NDC for his unwavering commitment to the values of unity, justice and equality. Selfless service to the people of Ghana and the continent at large is truly commendable. Keep championing the cause of this great country won for us through the blood and toil of our fathers. Honorable Ebefia, your dedication is an inspiration to all. This one is from the Green Law. All right, thank you, Great Law. Finally, get me the book about Nkrumah you read this morning. I want to buy, plus other books of Nkrumah. Okay, let Mr. Pratt know about it, please. He needs to produce more Nkrumah books. Good morning to you, my brother. If they are selling our state lands and pulling down our state buildings, they should wait. No matter where they buy or build, they will become tenants, because when I start restoring Ghana movement, they will run for their lives. Jerry sent in this one. Good morning to you, Kwame. I am Genevieve from Tamale. Can I get one to buy? Job, long live Pan-African Television. Truth is, I just found it in Ahmed's shelf. So this one, I don't know where, but it was written by Kweku Amwaben Orton. Orton spelled O-R-T-S-I-N. So, published under the auspices of National Youth Authority of Ghana. That's nice. I don't know when it was written, but it's nice. It has an animation and things like that. That explains to you, exactly what the each chapter is talking about. But again, we are going to be doing this on the morning show. Try and read a chapter every day. It's very short and simple. But thank you very much, Honorable Alessebefia, for your time this morning. Thank you, Dr. Marazuk. Thank you, Solo, for your time this morning. I appreciate your presence. My name is Kwame OWUSO, so keep watching Pan-African Television. Here is where we serve it hot. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.